Alright guys, Urban Sentinel here. I'm going to keep this relatively short. I'm going to go over a few things. Your fitness, your health, your physical well-being, and your mental well-being as well. As preppers, we like to invest in a lot of stuff. We like to invest in gear, gadgets, stacking up the beans and the bullets and the band-aids and all that stuff. And that's part of the culture. That's part of the lifestyle. It's a sort of a need in that process. But if you're not taking care of yourself physically, if you're not making the necessary steps to stay physically healthy and maintain your health, all of it's for nothing. I mean, we'll start with the basics. People talk about, they've got their bug out bag and they've got all this gear and, they can go 3 days, 7 days, 9 days with their bag. Well, your bag is loaded up with 25 to 35 to 45 pounds worth of gear, but you don't have the actual strength and endurance to comfortably and quickly, efficiently carry that bag 3 miles, 5 miles, 10 miles before being fatigued, before having to stop, before having to take it off and readjust it and spend a lot of time moving things around. It's not going to be any good to you. If you can't haul your ass wearing that bag with everything that you have in it because you've got a group of armed raiders coming after you, or at the minimum, you've got a pack of wild dogs that have been running loose for the last week and a half because, shit has hit the fan and you're out and about surviving in the wild. You need to stay in shape. And it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be a triathlete or an Olympic level fitness person. I'm not on that level. I'm not looking for that as a goal. But you need to have the capability to get over, under, and through any potential obstacles that may occur. Most of the exercises that I do are body weights: push ups, pull ups, sit ups. I work with a 70-pound sandbag. I've got a kettlebell. I do have two heavy tires outside. One is strictly for basically lifting and flipping, the other one I use for more or less deadlifting and using a sledgehammer on. Most of my routine is primarily about muscle endurance versus pure muscle strength. Now, am I concerned that I can't bench press 305? No. And I do understand there are great significant benefits to being physically strong, but that's not the area that I'm going for. I work with what I have in the environment that I have, and I work with how I operate as an individual. And everyone has to take in their own physical situation and assessment. However, being in a decent physical shape to walk and run long distances, to do certain actions repeatedly over again. How quickly can you climb a ladder? How quickly can you run up, 5, 6, 7 flights of stairs? What are your physical capabilities? What are your mental capabilities when it comes to things? Let's say you're in a building and the location that you're in is a one way in, one way out room, and there is a fire or a release of toxic chemicals. Now the smoke is filling the air, the fumes are filling the air, and you remember that there are two exits 175 feet away. Through all that smoke and toxicity, how quickly can you get out? How long can you hold your breath and then maneuver through the dark, because you got to keep your eyes closed to keep the chemicals out of your eyes, feeling your way around? How long can it be before you run out? Because most people, when they hold their breath, the people that drown are the people that panic, because their body may physically be telling them you're not taking in any oxygen, but their brain is saying you're going to die, you're going to die, you're going to die, you need to breathe. And the brain is saying that while you're in a room filled with toxic clouds. The brain is saying that while you're under the water 15 feet below the surface, because they are not mentally trained to understand the difference between the actual physical threat and danger and the perceived mental fear that they get from it. A dog can bite you. That's a physical danger. A fear of a dog biting you is a perceived threat that your mind makes. They are two separate things. They may seem like they're together, but they are two separate things. And unfortunately, when you succumb to what your brain says, what your mind says, that's where you have the problems. You need to be able to condition yourself to move past that fear and continue on. You need to do things in your training that are going to directly translate into what you hopefully won't have to go through in a full SHTF situation. So that would include being able to walk long distances quickly, being able to carry not just what's on your back, but carry things in your hands, being able to lift items over a fence. I mean, going on the basis that If you have to leave your shelter, you have to leave your safe space, and you have to make it from point A to point B, and those 2 points are 200, 300 miles apart, and you've got highways, cities, and mountains and rivers in between, you need to be able to not just simply look at a map and navigate through the land, but know that, all right, this is the direction we've got to go in. We've got to get over those barbed wire fences. We've got to get through all of those abandoned cars. We've got to get into that building from the second floor because the lower level is boarded up. You have to be able to handle all those situations. In regards to even in direct confrontation, you don't have to be an expert in Brazilian Jiu Jitsu or Krav Maga or anything else like that, but you do need to have a good understanding of at least how to fight, how to defend yourself with some basic blocks, how to punch, how to take a punch. Because if you've never been punched in the face or thrown down onto the ground, you're mentally going to freeze up. You're going to react or respond in a very slow to no sort of way. These are things that you have to take into consideration. Not everything is going to be an easy breezy, hot knife through butter kind of situation. You're going to hit obstacles. And in some cases, the obstacles are coming after you and they're coming to get you. So you have to take that into consideration as well. You have to be able to add all of these things into your arsenal of fitness. And that's where you have to look at it. It's both a physical and a mental combination. The food that you eat. And full disclosure, I will sit down and destroy a 5 topping 18-inch pizza all by myself and not feel guilty about it. I will go ham-fisted on double bacon cheeseburgers without a problem. And I do have days where I wake up and I don't feel like working out, and I regret those days. Everything that's small, stretching, getting your joints loose, getting them limbered up, getting the muscles loose, doing that every day, doing that every night. Like I said, I work with body weight. I do high repetition for endurance versus simply picking up heavy weights just to build bulk up in muscles. Do I have a significant amount of personal strength? Yes, but I don't focus on getting bigger and stronger than the next guy, because guess what? There's always going to be someone bigger and stronger than me, no matter where it goes. I'm not investing the time and the energy to be the largest neck on the block. I'm focusing on moving quickly, preferably moving quietly, and being able to get through and around anything that could be a potential threat and danger to me. With prepping, we take into the accounts that things have gone chaotic, that it's not your normal everyday Sunday. Things have gone chaotic, and you're going to be more reliant and more dependent upon yourself, but you are also going to be more exposed to people who are unleashed and let loose on the world. And so that is a certain level of chaos that you cannot directly account for. You can pay attention to what you see, but you're never going to see everything. So you may end up in a situation where a home invasion happens, but unlike a home invasion right now in our civilized world, you may have a home invasion situation where it's 20 or 30 people because they're rampaging through the streets. They're going house to house, taking everything that they can and killing anyone that gets in their way. You may not have time to bunker down. You may have just enough time to grab your bag, grab whatever loved one might be with you, and jump out your window and haul ass through your neighbor's yard and keep on going. You have to plan for, effectively speaking, plan for it being the fast moving zombies you see in horror movies. Plan for that. Plan for getting around a threat that doesn't sleep, that doesn't get tired. The Terminator of Terminators, as it were, that is relentlessly coming after you. So you have to keep thinking 10, 20, 30 steps ahead, because you don't have enough time to sit, relax, take it all in, and form a little self committee about it. You have to be able to boom, 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 keep going. You can't do that if you are not physically prepared. And no, I'm not saying that if you're of a certain age or of a certain physical condition, you're dead in a ditch. All I'm saying is that within your capabilities, improve. There's always a level to improve. Period. There is no excuse for it. Every person can improve just a little bit. And sometimes that's all you need is a little bit of improvement, just a little bit more, and it brings you up to that next level. Take that time to assess your situation. If you have a plan to bug out to an offsite location, you've got your route planned out. You've got your secondary route planned out. You've got your tertiary routes planned out. You've got all of that planned out. Have you planned out how many trips it takes you to bring all of your tubs and bags of supplies to your vehicle? How long does it take? How many trips do you have to make? What do those things weigh? Are they balanced? Can you stack up 2 of those tubs and have the physical strength to go down your steps or out your back door or across the driveway to wherever your vehicle is? What can you do to shorten that? What can you do to lessen the chance that you're not going to be able to take everything all at once? Making those small little steps now to give yourself a better idea of what you're going to be able to do. If you do have things loaded up in a vehicle, what happens if you get a blowout in 3 tires? Something happens and you can't get all of those supplies that are loaded up. You can just take what's in your bag. How far can you go? Do you have a plan on, you've brought a shovel with you, that you're going to find a spot off of the side of the road, do a quick shallow ditch and hide those supplies in it, put them down into the ditch, cover them over with debris, and then take off from there and hope that you'll be able to get back later, fix your vehicle, get your supplies, and then get to where you need to go. Things along those lines, the mental aspect and the physical aspect go hand in hand. You can have one, you can have the other, but if you have them both, it's going to make you more effective. And like I've said before, survival of the fittest is not about being the strongest. Survival of the fittest is about being the most adaptable to your situation. So wherever you're at, whatever your condition is, being able to adapt, being able to improve, that makes you a far more capable person than someone who's just focused only on the one point here or only on the one point there. That is the survival of the fittest. That is where preppers are supposed to be superior in that aspect, that yes, we plan for these events, we plan for certain situations, we stock up on our supplies and our gear, but we do so both in the physical sense and in the mental sense to be able to survive. Because otherwise, if you're not ready to survive, what is the point in you actually being a prepper? You're just basically stocking up and warehousing stuff for no reason. So getting into a fitness program, building it up, working with small little things that you can do to improve your fitness, improve your strength, making it practical, using items that you would normally use. I keep it simple. Like I said, sledgehammer, couple of tires, sandbag, kettlebell. I have that stuff here. I've got a heavy bag and things of that sort. Those are all little accessories and add-ons, but it's moving with what you have and what you're going to carry, because you'd be surprised if your pack weighs 30 pounds and you're doing push-ups, pull-ups, sit-ups, you're practicing getting up from off of your back and to a standing position. You're practicing going up and down just a flight of stairs over and over again. How many flights of stairs can you go up and down before you get tired? Holding your breath. How long can you hold your breath if you were in a smoke and fire situation while wearing your gear? Picking up your tubs of bug out gear that you're going to bring to your vehicle. Great, you can run at the 20, 30, 40 feet, but how many laps can you actually make physically before you're tired? How long before you wear yourself out? All these things that you need to practice now beforehand. And yes, I understand there are a lot of you out there, especially you long-term preppers, that don't like people to know what you have. And that means you're obviously not going to be displaying walking tubs back and forth from your vehicle or taking walks around your block with your backpack on. So you need to make certain adjustments, but it still comes down to you need to be able to handle yourself and take care of yourself as best as possible, and you need to always look at improving and stepping up your game. Even with the preps that you have for food, you look at the dietary requirements, and I enjoy the snacks and I enjoy the junk food, and we have that, but we still look at maintaining a certain level of healthy eating, because the healthy eating that we would be doing, especially in that type of situation, is going to benefit and improve our situation far more significantly than the people that are raiding the liquor stores and the convenience stores and the grocery stores, and they're coming out with bags of Doritos and cans of Coca-Cola and Jack Daniels. They're not going to last as long. They're going to have far more detrimental effects in the very short and immediate term than we will. And again, that comes down to the survival of the fittest, those that can adapt and improve based upon their environment and their situation. Anyway, that's it for now. And again, like and subscribe if you haven't. Share this video with one person that you like and one person that you want to piss off. Take it easy.